What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Talk Sports with Jake. Hope you're all doing well. So let's get into the NHL playoffs. It's going to be a shorter show today. The Edmonton Oilers finish off the Dallas Stars, defeat them 6-3 in Game 5. They win the series in 5. They advance to the Stanley Cup Final for the second straight season. It's the second year in a row they've defeated the Dallas Stars in the said Western Conference Finals. They are in the Cup Final once again. There will be a rematch from last year between them and the Florida Panthers, because Florida taking it in 7 games last year. Of course, Florida's in the Cup Final for the third year in a row. Prior to winning the Cup, last year Florida lost the previous year to Vegas. In last night's game, McDavid goal and assist, 2 assists for Leon Draisaitl. I do not understand why Stars coach pulled goalie Jake Ottinger two goals in. So they go down 2-0 early. I get it. You know, he didn't look great early on in that game. You're down 2-0. You looked lifeless. You're desperate. Your back's against the wall. Conference finals. But just that, to me, I don't understand what that does. Jake Ottinger is one of the best goalies in the National Hockey League. Top 5 in the league. He always raises his game in the postseason. Elite level goalie. And you yank him in a do-or-die game in the conference finals. Elimination game, and you yank him in the first period after giving up 2 goals. I don't understand. I get you're a little desperate, and that was a desperate move from a desperate team. But I didn't think that was the way to go. And then whoever they put in gives up a goal right away. And then all of a sudden you're down 3-0 in the first period. Of course, we end up losing 6-3. And now your season is over. And Dallas, I mean, they have a stacked roster. They kind of are pretty loaded every year. They have been to the conference finals several times the last bunch of years, have not been able to get over the hump. Maybe we took a final one time, like 5, 6, 7 years ago, but they've had a lot of conference finals exits in recent memory, as they once again lose to Edmonton, this time in 5 games. Florida and Edmonton will be in the Cup Final. It starts, I'm assuming, towards the end of next week. I'm going to get to the exact date here. It starts on Wednesday at 8 o'clock on TNT. Will be Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And coaching news, the Seattle Kraken have hired Lane Lambert to be your next head coach, which was a little head-scratching. Not sure I love this move. He was terrible at the Islanders. He was only there for like a year and a half or so. The roster wasn't great. It was a very mediocre roster. However, when Patrick Waugh took over last year, he did take them to the playoffs. Didn't get very far. They got waxed in the first round, and obviously this year they were terrible. But with the same roster, they did slightly better under Waugh than they did with Lambert. A lot of my Islander fans' friends don't like him, didn't think he was very good, and they kind of agree with him. I don't think he's a good coach. He's getting a second chance in Seattle. Now, he was Barry Trotz's assistant for a very long time in Washington, as well as with the Islanders before getting promoted to be the Islanders head coach job a couple of years ago. It didn't last very long. Now they're getting a second chance in Seattle. So Seattle's been kind of going through coaches. I forgot who their first ever coach was. I think it was Dave Hackstall, maybe. He was only there a couple of years. You let go of him. And then Dan Bilsma, who was there this past year, you let go of him. And now you go to Lane Lambert. So this isn't really a recipe for success, but that's what the Kraken did. But I personally don't love it. Eastern Conference Finals, Game 5. On the NBA side, New York Knicks survived another day. They beat the Indiana Pacers 111-94. Jalen Brunson with 32 points in the win. Halliburton struggles, only 8 points in the game. 23-9 for Malfrin, the leading scorer for Indiana. So Knicks survived another day. Game 6 is going to be on Saturday. That's probably the best defensive game the Knicks have played all postseason. I thought Tibbs did a good job. He did a better job rotating these players in this game. DeLon Wright saw some time in this game. Actually, Landry Shamet, those two guys have played a little bit more these last 3 games in this series finally. Shamet did a really good job last night. Obviously, Knicks fans were chanting his name at the Garden. He did a really good job. Did a really good job defensively, especially on TJ McConnell, who's had a really good series for the Indiana Pacers. He's a very underrated player coming off their bench. And he did a good job. He had a couple threes. He overall did a good job. Preston Chuba got into the game, so at least you got to use your bench. I get it. A lot of these guys, Shamet hasn't been a super impactful player in a while for his career. Same thing with DeLon Wright. Preston Chuba hasn't had a great year, but you gotta, you can't run 7 players. all season and through the postseason expect to win a championship. But this is not going to happen. I don't care how good a starting lineup is, which it hasn't even been that good in this playoffs. Like, outside of Brunson, Bridges overall has been good in the postseason, but has been very inconsistent as well, especially when it comes to shooting the ball. Hart overall hasn't been good, especially in this series. OG hasn't been great, very inconsistent. Towns really hasn't been great. Last night, he's got to stop with the dumb fouls. No, Charles Barkley asked him after the game, part joking, but part seriously, and I don't blame him. Like, dude, like, he's got to stop. There was one time he was, like, in the post with Siakam, and he just flat out shoves him. It's like, why? Like, why would you do that? Like, come on. Like, it's to make up because he's a terrible defensive player. Oh, my God. Like, Cat, he's starting to really annoy me. He's a funny player, and he's, talented offensively, but just, God, sometimes he's just so dumb with the foul. He's got to stop. He's been in foul trouble all series. Even in Game 3 when he had 20 in the fourth quarter and basically single-handedly helped the Knicks come back in that game, he had 5 fouls. Like, he's been in foul trouble all series. He's got to stop the dumb fouls this series. He's got to cut that crap out. It bothers me to a pull. But Knicks survive another day. Game 6 will be this Saturday. Series shifts back to Indiana at 8 o'clock on TNT. Finish off today. Going to do my top 10 NFL receivers heading into the 2025 season. At 10, I have Brian Thomas Jr. He had a great year, over 1,000 yards, I think over 1,100 yards in his rookie season. I like coming out of LSU. Kind of didn't get a lot of attention because he played with Malik Neighbors in college, so we didn't know, is he going to be a true one? He's always been a true one. He was a 2 in college because he played with maybe one of the only other receivers in the country that was better than him, and Malik Neighbors at LSU. The guy's a dog. Now with Travis Hunter next to him, Trevor Lawrence should definitely like that. Keep in mind, Brian Thomas Jr. for half the year had Mac Jones as his quarterback and still put up those numbers. So, big year. He's a special talent, and I have him at 10. At 9, I have Garrett Wilson. I personally don't think Garrett Wilson always gets the credit that he deserves. He's had maybe the worst quarterback situation I've seen a first-round receiver have in a long time. He's had Zach Wilson, a washed Aaron Rodgers, freaking Trevor Siemian was his quarterback at one point. I can go down the list for just the god-awful quarterbacks that he's had throughout his career. I don't even want to go down the list as a Jet fan. Tyrod Taylor he had briefly last year for here and there. Just absolutely brutal. I think the rookie year might have had like Josh Johnson in there. He's put up 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons, had over 1,100 yards last year. The guy's a dog. I would extend him right now before he changes his mind. I must believe he's been frustrated over the last 3 years, and I'll blame him. Especially a guy who won a lot of games in college at Ohio State. He's an absolute stud, and he comes in number 9 on my list. Number 8, I have Nico Collins. He's a stud. I know he missed some time last year with some injuries, but still had over 1,000 yards despite missing 4 or 5 games with an injury last year. He's really, really good. Another underrated receiver, big target for C.J. Stroud. With Tank Dell on the shelf prior for the whole season, I expect him to have a huge target share this year, even with Christian Kirk in the fold and second-round pick Jaden Higgins in the fold. Draft him in fantasy. He's a stud. One of the best receivers in the league. If he's healthy this year, I think he could have a monster year and possibly creep into that top 5 conversation heading into next year. But I have him at 8. Number 7 is Mike Evans, one of the more underrated receivers in NFL history. He's got, 13 straight 1,000-yard seasons or 12 straight 1,000-yard seasons. It's an NFL record. He adds on to it every single year. Future Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champion. One of the most reliable receivers the NFL has seen in a long time. He's great. Getting a little bit older, but still a really good receiver. He comes in number 7 on my list. Number 6 is A.J. Brown. Slight down for his standards last year. A.J. Brown, but still had a great season. Though he missed a few games. But still a stud. Obviously, he's got Devonta Smith next to him as well, but he's a better player. He's a great receiver. You want him to go over the middle, go deep. He's just the jack of all trades, absolute superstar. He comes at number 6 on my list. Top 5. Number 5, I have Terry McLaurin. Some people may think I have him too high. I don't think this is I don't think it's the case at all. He's been a great receiver for his whole career. He had bad quarterbacks for years and years and years and still put up damn near 1,000 yards, over 1,000 yards with those god-awful quarterbacks. You finally get him the quarterback of Jaden Daniels. Look what happens. The guy's an absolute stud. One of the best receivers in the NFL, was underrated for a very long time, and I'm glad he's finally getting the recognition he deserves. I have him at number 5. Number 4 is CeeDee Lamb. Lamb's a superstar. He got hurt last year at the end of last year, so his numbers were slightly down because he didn't play as many games. But this guy is an absolute monster. Now George Pickens next to him, I expect him to get a lot less double teams and possibly have an even better year. He's a superstar. One of the few legitimate players on my Dallas Cowboys team I actually like. CB Lamb is a superstar. He's at 4. I thought if I'm under St. Brown, the guy's just an absolute beast. How this guy ended the blast to the 4th round, it should be a crime. Lions, absolute steal. Brett Holmes got in the 4th round a couple of years ago. He's an absolute monster. He's good in the short passing game, over the middle, going deep, any route. He's one of the league's best route runners. He's got great hands, soft hands, and just great in the red zone. He's everything you want in a top-level receiver. He's at 3. At 2, I got Jamar Chase. The guy is just absolutely amazing. He's a little bit annoying, talks a lot, bit of a diva, but he finally got his bag at least, so maybe I'll show him up a little bit. However, he does back it up. That guy is an exceptional talent. One of the more talented receivers we've seen come out of college in a long time. He's been an absolute superstar since entering the league. Just one of those guys, even when him as like a sophomore in college, you're like, yeah, this kid's gonna be something special in the NFL for a long time. He's at 2, and he won't be 1. I still have Justin Jefferson at 1. I know he's Chase won Triple Crown last year, but Justin Jefferson, that guy is insane. He's got some of the best catch rates I've ever seen, some of the best hands I've ever seen. The guy is just absolutely ridiculously good at football. He's had a lot of different quarterbacks, from Kirk Cousins to Sam Darnold, that he's made work, and now he's going to have J.J. McCarthy. I expect that to be a really good connection. He is my top receiver in the NFL heading into the season. That's all I got for you guys today. Have a good weekend. Until next time, so long, and have a great day.